Belial's story begins with his name, which carries the meaning of worthlessness and rebellion. Early writings describe him as a powerful figure who stands against order and discipline. He does not rely on raw force. He relies on persuasion, corruption, and slow influence. Belial represents defiance that looks calm on the surface, but rots everything beneath it. He appears as a leader who encourages others to reject responsibility and embrace chaos through comfort and indulgence. His presence connects to lawlessness, arrogance, and moral decay. Belial does not demand worship through fear. He attracts followers by offering freedom without consequence, which becomes his greatest deception. Before we go deeper, if you enjoy deep dives into dark lore and hidden figures like this, subscribe now so you do not miss future videos like this one. Belial rises to prominence among fallen beings because of his intelligence and patience. He does not rush conflict. He studies systems, hierarchies, and human weakness. Where other demons push through violence, Belial slips through cracks in authority. He targets leaders, judges, and those placed in power. His goal focuses on collapse from the inside rather than destruction from the outside. Ancient accounts describe him standing at the head of lawless spirits. These spirits influence corruption, bribery, and abuse of power. Belial's strength grows wherever rules exist but enforcement weakens. He thrives in spaces where people believe they stand above consequence. Belial's influence ties closely to temptation through comfort and pleasure. He encourages excess without restraint. He whispers that discipline limits freedom and that structure exists only to control. Through this influence, people slowly abandon responsibility. Families weaken, communities fracture, leaders become selfish. Belial does not appear at the beginning of corruption. He appears once the first compromise already happened. From there, he accelerates decay. This method allows him to avoid suspicion. His presence feels natural because he works with existing flaws rather than creating new ones. Many traditions place Belial as a high-ranking ruler among demons. He commands through respect rather than terror. Other spirits follow him because he understands strategy. He offers stability in chaos, even while causing it. This paradox defines his power. He builds systems that appear functional but lead toward collapse. His followers act as advisors, influencers, and manipulators rather than soldiers. They move through courts, councils, and positions of trust. Belial's kingdom expands quietly. His victories rarely look like victories until it is too late to reverse them. Belial also connects strongly to the idea of false independence. He teaches that loyalty equals weakness and obedience equals loss of identity. This belief resonates with those who already feel restrained by rules or expectations. Belial uses that frustration as fuel. He reframes rebellion as self-respect. Over time, this mindset isolates individuals from any form of guidance or correction. Once isolated, they become easier to control. Belial does not rule through chains. He rules through ego. His followers believe they act freely, even while serving his influence. In later writings, Belial appears as a figure who challenges justice directly. He opposes fairness, truth, and accountability. He corrupts witnesses, distorts judgment, and clouds decision-making. His presence appears strongest where truth becomes negotiable. This makes him especially dangerous. Violence draws attention. Corruption hides in plain sight. Belial understands this difference and uses it to maintain long-term control. His influence lingers even after his direct involvement ends. Systems he corrupts often collapse under their own weight. Belial's legacy survives because his methods remain effective. Every era produces new structures, new laws, and new authorities. Each one creates opportunities for manipulation. Belial adapts to these changes without resistance. He does not cling to old forms. He reshapes himself to match the time and place. This flexibility keeps his influence alive across generations. He represents the idea that the greatest threats do not announce themselves. They integrate, influence, and normalize decay until collapse feels inevitable. Belial stands apart from demons driven by rage or destruction. His danger lies in subtlety. He does not burn cities. He rots foundations. He does not shatter laws. He bends them. This makes him harder to identify and harder to confront. His story serves as a warning about unchecked ego, rejected responsibility, and systems that value power over integrity. Belial's influence grows wherever discipline fades and accountability weakens. Belial's identity becomes clearer when looking at his rank in the Ars Goetia. In this text, he is not described as a minor spirit or a wandering force. He holds the rank of a king. This rank places him among the highest authorities within the hierarchy of demons listed in the book. His title as king defines how he operates, how he commands, and how others respond to him. He does not answer to lower spirits, and he does not act as a servant. He rules. His presence commands respect from both demons and conjurers. The Ars Goetia describes him as appearing with great dignity, often riding in a chariot, surrounded by attendants. This image reinforces his authority. It presents him as a figure of command rather than chaos. His kingship reflects order within corruption, showing that even rebellion forms its own structure. As a king in the Ars Goetia, Belial governs legions. These legions follow his commands without hesitation. The text emphasizes that he does not serve other kings and does not submit to higher ranks unless forced through ritual authority. This detail matters because it shows his nature. Belial resists control by default. He values independence and dominance. When summoned, he often attempts to test the authority of the conjurer. He demands offerings and respect. Unlike lesser spirits who obey quickly, Belial challenges those who call upon him. This behavior fits his title. Kings do not rush to serve. They negotiate, demand, and assert dominance. His rank explains why he appears proud, persuasive, and difficult to command. The Ars Goetia also describes Belial as a giver of high status and favor. He grants titles, positions, and influence. This power aligns directly with his kingship. He does not grant physical strength or destruction. He grants authority. Those who seek power within systems often turn to Belial. He influences courts, governments, and leadership roles. His role focuses on elevation without merit. He raises individuals into power even when they lack discipline or integrity. This makes him dangerous. He places unstable figures into positions that shape entire communities. His kingship allows him to rule indirectly through others. Each person he elevates becomes an extension of his influence. Belial's association with lawlessness does not mean disorder. It means freedom from restraint. As king, he promotes a version of rule without accountability. His kingdom operates on loyalty to self rather than loyalty to truth. This philosophy spreads quickly among those who feel constrained by rules. Belial's authority thrives where discipline weakens. His court values cleverness over honesty and success over responsibility. This creates a system that appears effective at first. Over time, it collapses under its own weight. Belial understands this cycle. He does not fear collapse. Collapse creates opportunity for new control. The Ars Goetia places Belial among the earliest kings to fall. This detail reinforces his long-standing influence. He does not represent a recent corruption. He represents an ancient one. His authority predates many systems humans recognize today. This age grants him experience. He understands patterns of rise and fall. His kingship survives because he adapts. He reshapes his influence to match each era. In one time, he influences monarchs. In another, he influences councils, corporations, or institutions. The structure changes, but the role remains the same. Belial rules wherever power exists without accountability. Belial's appearance as described in the Ars Goetia reinforces his rank. He appears noble, composed, and commanding. He does not resemble a beast or monster. This form supports his method. Kings gain trust through presence. His image allows him to move through leadership spaces without resistance. Those who encounter him often underestimate his danger because he does not appear violent. This allows him to influence decisions quietly. His authority grows not through fear but through acceptance. This trait separates him from lower-ranked demons, whose influence relies on chaos or terror. His kingship also explains why he values offerings. The Ars Goetia describes him as demanding gifts. This reflects ancient customs of tribute. Kings receive offerings as recognition of status. Belial expects acknowledgement of his rank. When denied, he grows uncooperative. This behavior reinforces the idea that he does not serve willingly. He must be approached with authority, preparation, and respect. Even then, he remains cautious and manipulative. His role as king ensures he always seeks advantage. Belial's legacy as a king continues beyond the Ars Goetia. His name becomes associated with rebellion, corruption of leadership, and false authority. His influence explains why systems collapse from within rather than through attack. He teaches that power alone defines right. This belief spreads quietly and reshapes societies. His kingship does not rely on territory. It relies on mindset. Wherever people believe rules exist only to be bent, Belial's influence takes hold.